The suits sit high while the streets sink low, counting gold in the towers, letting fires grow. I hear whispers in alleys, truths they don't show. It's all smoke, no mirrors, just a puppet show.
They sign the papers, inked with lies, while we're left with broken skies. They take the bread and leave us the crust in this machine. Who can we trust? Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.
Mail! The ballots feel like broken dice, they play their games. We pay the price, promises painted in black and white, but they vanish like thieves in the dead of night.
Lies written with invisible ink, pouring poison in the water we drink. They build their walls, we feel the squeeze. Freedom's just a word on a broken marquee. Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same. Where do we go when the truth's been sold? When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Where do we go when the truth's been sold?
When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Where do we go when the truth's been sold?
When the streets run cold and the lies get old.
Shadows in the Capitol, the power's all a game. They point their fingers, but we know who's to blame. Whispers in the corridors, screaming through the shade. Shadows in the Capitol, nothing feels the same.
Happy Friday, happy Friday. How's it going, everybody? We're going to go look at the news today, see what we got going on in the world as we lead into the weekend. Of course, on Fridays, I typically don't do a lot of prep work on Fridays. I kind of just do... I do my prep work live on Fridays, for those of you that don't know. So that's why I have the internet surfing kind of thumbnail going on, because I'm basically going to do the prep that I do for my shows, but I do it live on Fridays just because just to change things up a little bit. And if there's any like breaking stories or anything on Friday, I can make sure to cover them. And if there's any stories that you guys thought I missed throughout the week, then you guys can send them in, recommend them, all that good stuff. So let's actually start looking at some of the news. Let's start looking at some of the stuff. We'll start with my personal favorite. New York Post. So let's see what New York Post is talking about today. Look, of course, their headline is about a freed Israeli hostage that reveals unthinkable horror during captivity. Something even the Nazis didn't do. Well, I'm sure it was terrible, but it's not like super relevant to us. Mark Sanchez fired by Fox Sports after stabbing incident. What? All right, well, that's a story. Mark Sanchez fired by Fox Sports after stabbing incident and arrest. All right. Well, we got this from the New York Post. Mark Sanchez fired by Fox Sports after stabbing incident. Mark Sanchez has been fired by Fox Sports following his arrest over a stabbing incident in Indianapolis. A network representative confirmed to the Post. We can confirm that Mark Sanchez is no longer with the network. There will be no further comment at this time, the rep said. The former Jets quarterback is facing charges for felony, battery, and 3 misdemeanors after he allegedly got in a fight with a truck driver outside an Indianapolis hotel in early October. Let's see. So this is Mark Sanchez. I don't watch Fox, especially Fox Sports, because I don't care for sports. So I don't really know who this guy is, but it's an interesting story. While Sanchez was the once stabbed... Wait. While Sanchez was the one, I'm assuming the man one stabbed in the incident, authorities allege he was the instigator in the incident that left a 69-year-old truck driver hospitalized. Fox hired Drew Brees earlier this week to work alongside Adam Ammon, Sanchez's former play-by-play partner. More to come on this developing story. So that's all we have on the story right now. Okay. Interesting. So this guy gets in a fight. He gets stabbed. and then he's the one that gets fired. I need more information to really make a judgment on that. Marvel star Jeremy Renner accused of threatening to call ICE on Chinese film partner. Scared for my life. Oh, that sounds hilarious. What? Let's see this. We got this from the New York Post. Marvel star Jeremy Renner accused of threatening to call ICE on Chinese film partner. Quote, scared for my life. Jeremy Renner is accused of threatening to call ICE on his filmmaking partner. Chinese filmmaker Yi Zhao, 34, shared a series of bombshell allegations against the Hawkeye star, 54, in various Instagram posts this week. Zhao, who made a documentary and animated movie with Renner, claimed he randomly reached out to her on direct message in WhatsApp in June 2025 and sent her a string of unwanted, unsolicited pornographic images of himself. Oh, yikes. Well, maybe you should have led with that. Maybe you shouldn't have led. Why is the title that he threatened to call ICE and not that he sent unsolicited dick pics? Whatever. I don't know who Yi Zhao is at the After the Hunt screening in Los Angeles. I'm not sure who this actor is. I know who Hawkeye is, obviously. He's in all the big Marvel films and stuff. But the pair ended up forming a romantic relationship and worked together on 2 projects. Okay, that was so. It was unsolicited, but it became solicited. And worked together on 2 projects, Zhao claimed, but things allegedly took a turbulent turn during a meeting about the documentary Chronicles of Disney at Renner's home in Reno, Nevada. I was discussing about the doc logistics. Then he drank a bottle of wine alone and got angry, yelling for 2 hours, Zhao told the Daily Mail. Well, that's unfortunate. So these 2 were a couple, and then they had a falling out, so then he threatened to call ICE. Let's see, is this a text message? What are you doing, babe? I got home already. That was fast. Drop off? What? I had to location share to my team, my parents, and my Disney colleagues in case something happens to me. They know where I am. I had to lock myself in a room to be safe, praying he would not come in the room at night, as he was really angry. I did not say a word. I was so scared for my life, but Zhao did tell a colleague she'd be safe staying at Renner's place. So she was telling people that she'd be safe, but then she's saying that she had to lock herself in a room? That's not adding up. The Daily Mail also published Zhao's alleged text with her Disney colleagues during the incident. In the messages, Zhao called Renner violent and said she was worried. Can you lock yourself in the bathroom? He sounds crazy, one coworker texted Zhao. Well, she replied, I did lock. Hopefully he can't open. I'm worried. He yelled for 2 hours with 1 bottle of wine down alone. In one of her Instagram posts, Zhao claimed Renner threatened to contact immigration when she confronted him about his behavior. When I called him out privately about his past misconduct and asked him to behave properly, to respect me as a woman and as a filmmaker, he threatened to call immigration and ICE on me, an act that deeply shocked and frightened me. I'm sorry, that's not... It's funny, but it's not funny. The only reason she would need to be worried about that, though, is if she's not supposed to be here. Like, is she actually an illegal immigrant? Or is she just like, oh my god, he's saying he's gonna call ICE on me? Getting Me Too'd? Yeah, he's... would you call this Me Too'd? Because he's being alleged to have threatened to call ICE on this woman. So is that still a Me Too? So far, this is confusing, because she's saying that they were in a relationship, and then she's alleging abuse. So it's like, I don't know. Because you're telling people it's fine, but then you're going back to him. I don't know. In one of the messages she gave the Daily Mail, Zhao called Renner a pig and told him to go to hell. She added, you use all the apps to send dick pics. No one said anything so far. Immigration will be notified of your, Renner allegedly responded. Zhao refused to provide the rest of the message, which was cut off. See, that's a little suspicious. Immigration will be notified of your what? So this leads me to believe that she might actually have something going on with her immigration status. If she's not, including the rest of that message, you know what I mean? Like, if Renner's being a dick, that's one thing. But, and if he's getting called out on being a dick, and then he's like, oh yeah, well I'll call immigration and custom enforcement on you because of your lack of a visa or your expired visa or the fact that you're here illegally. Like, if he's using that against her, that is bad. That's definitely bad. But again, if she's here illegally, she should be worried because immigration should come after her. But again, that doesn't excuse this guy's behavior if he's being a dick to her and sending people unsolicited dick pics and stuff. I don't know much about the guy. I've never really enjoyed him as an actor. Hawkeye, I'm not a big fan of Hawkeye, so I don't feel either way about it. It's just a interesting story so far. Let's see. Immigration will be notified of your, and then Rainer allegedly responded. Zhao refused to provide the rest of the message, which was cut off. See, that's weird. I leads me to believe that whatever he said after that might actually have some truth to it, and that's why she doesn't want it to be public, because she doesn't want immigration to come after her. I don't know. In another Instagram post, Zhao said that it took her a long time before I had the courage to write this and speak up. She also described her story as a story of survival against domestic aggression, porn abuse, and abuse of workplace and abuse as a woman. The post has reached out to Rainer and Zhao for comment. Yeah, I'd like to know what Rainer's comments are regarding this. Because right now it's just a she said. It's not even a he said, she said. It's literally just a she said. Zhao told the Daily Mail last month that she was dating Rainer. We have been in a relationship, she said, adding that the mayor of Kingstown actor found new love with her. Rainer was previously married to Sony Pacheco for 10 months before the model filed for divorce in December 2014. The exes share daughter Ava, who is 12. During their divorce proceedings, Pacheco accused Rainer in court documents of threatening to kill her and himself. She also accused the Avenger star of drug use and leaving cocaine on a bathroom counter where Ava could reach. Rainer has denied all of Pacheco's allegations, and they share joint custody of their daughter. Yeah, I need more information on this. But this story just leads me to believe that Yi Zhao might actually have some issues with her immigration status. And Rainer probably is a piece of shit. I don't know. Like that's the conclusion I get from this story is Jeremy Rainer probably is a piece of crap. There's a reason he was only married for 10 months, right? And Yi Zhao probably does have something wrong with her immigration status, but that doesn't make the things that she had to go through any less valid. It's just an interesting aspect of the story, and he was trying to use it to his advantage. Like, oh no, you're not gonna tell anybody anything. I'll get you I'll get you sent away by ICE. I don't know, just interesting story. Anyway, what are you guys saying in the chat? What are you guys saying in the chat? Let's move over to the chat. What were you guys saying in the chat? Jeremy Rainer getting me too'd. Sick of shitty gov. Hello. Unless there's evidence, bullshit. Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Right now, it's just a she said. I just got here. I don't know what's going on. Me neither. Yo, Pete. Yo, Tyler. What's up, Tactical Tinker? Chinese spy. Maybe she's here to spy on the Avengers, guys. So they were in a relationship and got pissy, and now they're in a public fight. Sounds like tabloid BS. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm leading. Mayor of Kingstown is a pretty good show. He was Hansel and Gretel. That's a decent movie. Wasn't he in Protect the President type movie also? Hawkeye was pretty dumb. I don't know what other movies he's in. I just know him from Hawkeye. What's up, Fishy? Sick of shitty gov. What's the other hand doing? Always a distraction. He was in The Hurt Locker also. That's a good movie. I just figure most Hollywood people are pieces of shit. Doesn't bother me anymore. After Will Smith's downfall, I stopped caring. Will Smith used to be so cool. Yeah, I loved Will Smith in I Am Legend. I Am Legend was the first and only movie to give me like a legitimate nightmare. When I was younger, it was like one of the first horror movies I ever watched. I was like, oh, I'll be fine. I forgot how old I was. I think I was like 9 or 10. But yeah, I got my first nightmare from that movie. It was amazing. I look back on the nightmare fondly because I could have I could have handled it better, but it's all good. It was obviously it was zombies. Obviously I had a nightmare about zombies. It was great. But anyway, what other stuff we got going on? What else is going on in the world of news? Now this is the headline. Oh wait, okay, no, I'm retarded. I'm retarded. I thought I had gone back to the homepage. No, the headline is still the Israeli captive. Let's see. This goes into the opinion pieces. What do we have here? Mark Sanchez, we saw that one. Trump pardons Mets legend Darryl Strawberry over tax evasion conviction. Okay, well, Donald Trump should pardon everyone that does tax evasion. Me personally, that's what I think. Out of Vogue video shows Condé Nast workers confront HR chief before firings. Do you think we're not worth speaking to? Well, maybe you're not. Maybe you're not worth speaking to. I don't know. Ex-Trump advisor resigns from Heritage Foundation as controversy over Tucker Carlson's Nick Fuentes interviews rolls on. Why do people care? Why do people care about Tucker Carlson? Again, I brought this up on Joey's show. Like, this time last year, we were talking about people being able to platform whoever they want to, like, express their ideas and win on the battleground of ideas. If you don't like what Nick Fuentes has to say, then you platform him and you argue against his points. It's not Nick Fuentes' fault that people don't see counter arguments to his arguments, right? So if you have all these group of people that are associating with Nick Fuentes and agreeing with some of the ideas that he holds, the only way to combat that is to not shut down the conversation. The only way you counter that is by platforming those bad ideas and destroying them in a conversation. That's how you handle this. So the only way you're going to convince Nick Fuentes and Nick Fuentes supporters that those ideas are wrong and that there are better ideas to hold, the only way you do that is by platforming him like Tucker Carlson has. So all the people complaining about Nick Fuentes being on Tucker Carlson, go cry more because it's ridiculous. Let's see. Will Smith in Bad Boys is great. Early overtime at work, Fishy? Nice. But Will Smith is in Bad Boys is great. He's been in a lot of stuff. I hate his wife. I wish we had old Will Smith who used to rap and not wear girl clothes and not be a cuck. Sad for him. Remember when we were again gonna get the Epstein files? Lol. Yeah, I remember when we were gonna get the Epstein files. I remember that. Nick's voice is in the vein of Eddie Vedder and Red Hot Chili Peppers to me. A hard no due to my ears. I get people don't want to like listen to him. I'm sure my voice annoys some people too. That's just I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Neither is Nick Fuentes. But my point is that there's a lot of people, especially conservatives, that are complaining about the simple fact that Tucker Carlson even platformed him. It's ridiculous. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Pepperidge Farm remembers that we were supposed to get the Epstein files. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Record-setting Japanese slugger headed to Major League Baseball with big Mets intrigue. Don't care. Let's see. Let's go to U.S. news. What do we got going on? U.S. carries out 17th deadly strike on alleged drug boat, killing 3 narco-terrorists, according to Hegseth. I love it. That's great. Keep doing it. I would just like the proof. I'd like the proof that, like, how... Again, Mad Stork and I talked about this. Can I get, like, confirmation, some sort of confirmation besides, trust me, bro, that these people had drugs? Like, I want to trust our government, even though they lie to us constantly. I want to be able to trust them, but I can't trust them just based off of, trust me, bro, they had drugs. Now watch this. Ba-boom! What? I just read that title. What? Huh. Those of you that are just listening audio only, I'm just baffled by this title. Let me record the segment just in case this is a good segment. We have this from the New York Post. An adult film actress beheaded her baby daddy after marrying her stepson, according to prosecutors. What? A Las Vegas porn actress decapitated her baby daddy and drove away with his head, also she could be with his son. Prosecutors said on the first day of her trial, Devin Michaels, 45, is charged with killing Jonathan Willett, 47, after his headless body was discovered in his home in Henderson, Nevada in 2023. Prosecutors claimed the ex-adult film star wanted to get the father of her own 2 kids out of the way so she could live peacefully with his son, Devere Willett, CBS 8 reported from her trial, which began Wednesday. This is a picture of the porn actress. She married her stepson, confusingly making her ex her new father-in-law, and was driven to murder by her desire for a happy family with her new husband and her kids, whom he'd raise as if they were his children rather than siblings. That's so fucking... Oh, no, dude. No. Someone had to type that. Someone said that in a trial, and then someone had to type that in an article. This is the future that she saw and that she wanted, and the only way to have that future was with John out of the picture. No, he couldn't stay as your ex-husband and father-in-law. No, that wasn't an option in your mind. He couldn't stay as a ex-husband, ex-stepdaddy, and now father-in-law. Dude, what kind of dynamic? How does... Deputy District Attorney John Gordani had said, let's see, Jonathan Willette's horrified mother found his headless corpse doused in chemicals and smoking, according to a police report. Michaels initially told investigators that she bashed the man in the head with a wooden stick when he tried to get her to conduct a sexual act on him while she was rubbing his back in bed, according to police records. The head never turned up, and prosecutors said Michaels drove with it from Henderson to her home in Vegas and tossed it in the trash. So this woman is just insane. This is just an insane woman. Okay. Michaels cut a plea deal last fall, but then asked to withdraw it, leaving the details of the deadly love triangle to be hashed out in court. Her defense attorney didn't deny the twisted love triangle, but accused DeVere Willette of being the killer, alleging that he attacked his dad in a jealous rage after Michaels asked for a divorce to get back with the dad. DeVere was getting kicked out. He was no longer going to be in this relationship because of dad. The dad he hated was coming in and not only taking his home, but taking his wife. Attorney Robert Draskovich told the jury in a statement reported by CBS 8. What? Pause. Let's roll it back. Hang on. Let's read that again. DeVere was getting kicked out. This is the son. He was no longer going to be in this relationship because his father, the father that he hated, was coming in and not only taking his home, but taking his wife. Wrong. He was not taking his home or his wife. The guy was trying to get back with his ex-wife, who was also the dude's stepmother. What kind of fucking... How are you going to stand in a courtroom and say this shit out loud? Like, you had to write this down and be like, oh yeah, this will definitely be good for the court to hear. What the... What? Prosecutors painted the porn star as a cold-blooded killer who wanted to chop Willette out of her and her husband's life. You mean her stepson's life? You could also say her stepson's life instead of her husband's life. And all I can say is buckle up because you're in for a wild ride. Gordani told jurors before displaying gruesome photos of Willette's body. Authorities found neither the head nor the murder weapon. Yeah, because she put it in the trash. This is just an insane story. This woman and her stepson murdered her husband and his father so that they could be together. Like, was that a requirement? Like, did he have to die for you guys to be together? Like, despite the fact that you guys being together is incredibly weird and very disgusting, did he have to die for that to happen? What is this world coming to? What is this world that... you know what's crazy is that this probably isn't even the only story. Love is love, Tyler. Bigot. Yeah, sorry guys. Love is love. Love is love. I'm the bigot here. I'm the bigot for questioning the legitimacy of this whole thing. I'm the bigot. I apologize, guys. My bigotry knows no bounds, guys. Knows no bounds. I should just end the clip right here. And I did end the clip. I wonder. We'll see how that does in post. We'll see how that clip gets edited down in post. That's God, guys. That's an insane story. Absolutely insane story. What are you guys saying in the chat? Dude looks like lady. We are so cooked as a society. Best get a bottle and some popcorn. Enjoy the show while we swirl the toilet bowl. Yeah, seriously. Hello, chat. Konnichiwa, Bach. Much honor to you and yours. Yes, thank you, Shitty Kev. Wonder what her defense lawyer told her. What the fuck is what he told her? I'm with Fishy on that. This sounds like it's gonna play out like who's on first in the courtroom. I'm not sure what you mean, Tactical Tinker. If I Rumble rant $5, will you give me a sub, Tyler? I can't get Rumble to do it still. I can't. I don't think I can just give you a sub though. If I could just give you a sub, of course I would. I don't even know how I would be able to do that. I also don't know why it's still giving you the business. I can't get Rumble to do it. Here, we could do this live. Let's see. What if I go? Let me pull up Rumble, because I don't think I can just give you a subscription. And I don't know why it would be doing that to you. If I go to my channel, How Today News, no, would it be following and subscriptions? Manage subscriptions? No, this is my subscription. Moderation, earning, no. Stats? In statistics? I remember Joey and I had to go through this at one point. Oh, account overview. Let's see. Current subscribers to the channel include Clint, Joey, Jamez, Amshrew, and Concrete Hades. Let's see, it shows the Rumble rants we got recently. It shows the gifted subs. And then I could pull up your. It just lets me pull up your account when I click you. There's not like an option for me to. And then if I gift a sub too, I think it goes to someone randomly. You know what I mean? I thought you knew internet wizardry, Tyler. I do to a certain extent, but I don't. I would have to like buy subs for everyone in the chat in order to like possibly get you. So I don't know. How about this, guys? If someone wants to send in gifted subs and pray that Shitty Gov gets it, that's the only thing I can hope for. Because Shitty Gov, every time he's tried to subscribe to the channel, it like keeps giving him the business. He can't subscribe to the channel, so I don't know what the solution is in this scenario. So I'm sorry, Shitty Gov. Anyway. It's all good. I'll wait for Rumble to unfuck itself. I know you're actively trying to give me and Rumble money, and they're like, nah, bro, nah. You would think that they would want your money. It's like that episode of Futurama where Fry's like, take my money, take my money. No, they don't want to take your money. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, let's see. What other stories do we have for the day? Let's go back to U.S. News. That was an insane story. That was an insane story. Justice Amy Coney Barrett says U.S. could learn from Erica Kurt. Fighting poison with poison doesn't work. Trump pardons Mets legend. We saw that one. Adams will fully cooperate with Mom Donnie's team as mayor-elect. Still hasn't booked meeting with NYPD commissioner. I don't care. Joint Base Andrews reports no hospitalizations after suspicious package with white powder. Mom Donnie to push. Mom Donnie's push to make NYC affordable doesn't extend to Victory Party with $13 beers at pricey bar. Well, okay. Why is that a story? Trump admin restores hundreds of millions of dollars in funding to Cornell University, ending civil rights probe. Ex-Trump advisor resigns from Heritage Foundation. Top Iowa judge busted driving intoxicated after passing out, veering into oncoming traffic. Oh, fun. Sicko on the run issued chilling warning to 12-year-old girl before raping her in Brooklyn stairwell. Wow. Don't feel like reading that. All I need to know about that. See suspected female burglar's hysterical muddy mugshot after she's found hiding in businesses' walls. Okay. Pete Hegseth to unveil changes to Pentagon's weapons acquisition amid growing global threats. Kanye West makes a groveling apology to NYC rabbi, blames bipolar disorder after years of anti-Semitic tirades. What Well, he does have bipolar. He goes on these episodes. This segment brought to you by Bachelor Chow. What does that mean, Shitty Gov? Fired up Elise Stefanik rips toxic Hochul for bending the knee. Whatever. Sister of quadruple murder suicide killer wishes he was alive so she could shoot him in the head. Damn. All right. Anyway, as New Jersey home prices skyrocket, whatever. Traced ex-representative George Santos claims he's fleeing New York City to avoid evil of Zohran Mamdani as mayor. Whatever, dude. Killer who murdered University of Miami football player, ex-girlfriend, and jealous rage learns his fate. Hopefully life in prison. Is there no other stories that, like, national kart racing champion, 25 murdered in front of fiance during home invasion? That's pretty wild. Mom gives police officers a ride in chase to catch suspected shoplifter. Let's see. Massive fiery car explosion that injured 7 firefighters in New York City was caused by careless cigarette butt, of course, because cigarette smokers don't ever... Look, I have a massive issue with cigarette smokers. It's one thing to smoke in public. It's another thing to discard your fucking cigarette butts wherever you please. You're a piece of shit if you do that, by the way. You're an absolute piece of shit if you don't dispose of your cigarette butts properly. They end up in the ocean. They end up in the waters. They end up in bushes. They end up all over the place. I see them all over the place, and that's a massive reason why I hate cigarette smokers, because you pieces of shit. You just leave your cigarette butts wherever you please, because you got to get your nicotine fix. You got to get your nicotine fix, so you just leave your little fucking cigarette butts wherever you want. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Dispose of them properly. I'm only talking about people that don't dispose of them properly. If you dispose of them properly, got no beef. I got no beef. It's only if you don't dispose of them properly, because there's far too many people I know in my life that literally will be taking a smoke and they'll fucking flick that shit into the bushes, and it's like, really, dude? Fucking seriously? Anyway, passengers sue Carnival Cruise Line alleging they woke up with more than 30 bites from bed bugs. Well, gross. Gross. New Jersey teen who disappeared while away at college died by suicide. Well, did he really? All right. New York Post doesn't have a lot today. We're gonna move on to the Post Millennial. As an analog smoker, my butts go home with me. Well, there you go. My cigarette butts go in my back pocket so I don't burn down the hayfield. Good. Thank you, Shitty Gov. You're one of the good ones then. There's far too many people that'll just flick that shit wherever they please. Bedbug bites suck so bad. I agree. I had them a long time ago. As a heavy smoker and the son of a Marine, I've been taught to always make sure there's no ember left. Always no ember left. Still fishy. Even if there's no ember left, I don't agree with you flicking them wherever you please. You should always make sure there's no ember left, of course, because you don't want to throw it in the trash can with an ember still burning too. Point being is I don't like how easily they get littered all over the place. Chat's full of analog smokers, haha. They make huge welts and itch like a motherfucker. Yeah, they do. Sup, Hard R. Sup, bro. The ashtray at my work caught fire today like an hour ago. Because people don't know how to put their cigarettes out. It's not that hard, people. It's not that hard to put your frickin' cigarettes out. Anywho, moving on. Let's see. What do we got here? Seattle area, 19-year-old arrested for foiled Halloween ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan. Is that the Dearborn, Michigan story? I think Mad Stork and I talked about that a little bit. Let's see. Wants to load, that is. Got this from the Post Millennial. Seattle area, 19-year-old arrested for foiled Halloween ISIS-inspired terror plot in Michigan. They pledged themselves to ISIS and were plotting acts of terrorism in our country. A 19-year-old from Kent, Washington, has been charged by federal prosecutors in a case tied to a thwarted ISIS-inspired Halloween terror plot in Michigan. According to court documents obtained by Como News, federal authorities accused Saeed Ali Mareh, a U.S. citizen, of conspiring to provide material support to a designated foreign terrorist organization, according to a criminal complaint filed in the Western District of Washington. Murray allegedly acted as a financial facilitator, helping to fund potential travel to Syria and coordinating with contacts overseas. Prosecutors say Murray's activities were linked to an investigation in Michigan involving two 20-year-old Dearborn residents, Mohamed Ali and Majed Mahmoud, who allegedly plotted an ISIS-inspired mass shooting in the Detroit area that was planned to take place over Halloween weekend. Court filings allege Murray raised thousands of dollars through an online scammer in Sweden, maintained communications with extremists via encrypted platforms, and booked a flight from Seattle Tacoma International Airport to Istanbul, a common gateway to travel to Syria, just hours before his arrest on November 5th. In the Michigan case, FBI investigators said Ali and Mahmoud had acquired AR-15 style rifles, shotguns, tactical vests, GoPro cameras, and more than 1,600 rounds of ammunition. They allegedly practiced at shooting ranges, scouted LGBTQ plus bars in Ferndale, Michigan, and referred to their planned attack by the code name Pumpkin. Although Murray was not in Michigan at the time, investigators say he was part of the same overarching conspiracy. Court documents describe him as the finance guy, allegedly helping to support travel and operations abroad, while the Michigan suspects plan to do the same thing as France, or a reference to the 2015 Paris attacks. I believe this is the same story where the prosecutor was alleging that there was no evidence. So I guess that wasn't true. I guess the prosecutor was wrong. You guys you guys both said the same thing. Only 1,600 rounds, amateurs. Only 1,600 rounds, rookie numbers. All right, Fishy. All right, Tactical Tinkerer, rookie numbers. Well, how many are you going to need for a mass shooting? Are you saying that there's going to be more than 1,600 people at these bars? Either way, it's terrible. The FBI's investigation into Murray dates back to August 2023 when agents searched his Kent home after receiving a tip linking him to someone in Canada facing terrorism-related charges. Then a minor, Murray admitted to consuming ISIS propaganda and discussing potential attacks online, but denied any intention to act. He was released at that time. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn. I'm still waking up. Agents interviewed Murray again in January 2024 when he denied any continued contact with his extremist groups. However, by July 2025, investigators said his Instagram account was once again used to communicate with ISIS-linked individuals, prompting a renewed surveillance. According to prosecutors, Murray's recent activities included coordinating financial financial transfers overseas, soliciting support from extremist causes, and arranging international travel to ISIS-held territory. Following the October 31st arrest of Ali and Mahmoud in Dearborn, investigators traced related communications back to Washington. So let's see. What is this clip?
Under President Trump and Attorney General Pam Bondi's leadership, protecting the homeland from radical Islamic terrorism and violent extremism is one of the Justice Department's highest priorities. The President's directives to federal law enforcement are very clear. Act quickly, work together, and stop threats before innocent people are harmed. Yesterday, my office, working hand in hand with the National Security Division in my office, did just that and charged 2 individuals by federal complaint connected to the Halloween terror plot in Detroit. The first suspect is charged with conspiring to provide material support to a designated terrorist organization. The second suspect is charged with transmitting violent, anti-Semitic threats across the internet to individuals in the state of New Jersey and beyond. The threat of terrorism is real. When Americans are threatened, we respond fast, focused, and together.
Propaganda. Anyway, we don't need to watch that whole thing. From October 2024 to November 2025, these individuals used encrypted messaging apps to plan travel to Turkey and Syria to join ISIS's fighters. They discussed detailed travel plans, weapons, and methods to avoid detection. They pledged themselves to ISIS and were plotting acts of terrorism in our country. Whoa! Thank you guys for hitting the like goal. I really appreciate that, guys. Let's see. Update on the alleged foiled terrorist attack out of Michigan last week. Earlier this week, the FBI and partners arrested a 6th subject in connection to the case, this time out of Washington State. This was another individual. Let's read on. This was another individual allegedly providing material support inspired by ISIS. Partners continued to do an outstanding job. General Pam Bondi, many more. Their decisive actions has undoubtedly saved many lives. We will keep keep everyone updated as we're able. So, yeah, cool. Good thing they're actually stopping terrorist plots, I suppose. If this was actually a terrorist plot that was going to happen, good, awesome. I'm glad that it was foiled. And as our sergeant said in the chat, honestly, I don't understand why these people try to do this with people they find online. Like, do you not know anybody around you that thinks the same way you do? Like, how isolated are you? I drive right by the Honeywell plant that makes all of our nuclear parts twice a day. Nice. Well, but back to your original message, I think people, I don't understand why people find other people online to do this kind of stuff. I think what it is like they get radicalized through the internet, and then through that radicalization they find spaces that other people are like-minded with them. Because I mean, when you have such an extreme ideology, I'm sure it's it's hard to find friends that have a like-minded point of view on the matter, especially when it's so radical. What's up, Reaper? What's up, Clint? Honeywell is everywhere, I guess. Makes sense to have redundant facilities. R Sergeant, are you in Utah? Kansas City? Let's see. Unless it's the Epstein clients, then we ignore, sweep, and forgets. Look, we're never gonna get the Epstein stuff, dude. We're never gonna get the Epstein stuff. Hardar, good point. How many FBI agents did they talk to along the way? Probably a lot. Well, I don't know. Maybe Kash Patel fired all those people. The county assessor, DMV, and post office radicalized me. There you go. That's what radicalized me. Just go to the DMV. You'll get radicalized in minutes. Anyway, we'll see what other stories we got for today. What other stories do we have for today? If you guys saw any stories that interest you that I may have missed from the week, feel free to mention them in the chat, and I will try to find them. Why can't I scroll? Okay, and then it scrolls really fast all of a sudden. Woke rapper, Bad Bunny. Well, I don't care. Democrats demanded an end to the filibuster to pass the entire Biden agenda. Yeah, because they're talking about removing the filibuster. I'm not in favor of removing the filibuster. I think it's a terrible idea. Anyway, a man who violated women's privacy in LA, gym locker room, previously convicted of violently beating his wife. Then he took her first name. What? Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. This goes along with this goes along with that story that I talked about yesterday with Melted. So here, all right, we got this from the Post Millennial. Man who violated woman's privacy in LA gym locker room, previously convicted of violently beating his wife. Then he took her first name, I'm assuming when he transitioned. So for those of you that aren't aware of this story, in LA at Gold's Gym, a black lesbian woman was undressing, was fully nude in the locker room when she realized that a man was in the locker room with her. Confused, she asked why he would be in there, referring to him as sir, and he immediately got shitty with her and told her not to fucking address her like that, saying that he's a woman and that he has every right to be there. So, and then there was the whole situation that happened with that. Obviously, the woman was not happy about the response she got from this man in her locker room. So she, she got, what is it? It escalated, and the gym ended up revoking her gym membership for complaining about this man. Insane stuff. So let's read on. So this is the guy. This is the male that was in the woman's locker room in LA. A man who invaded a woman's locker room space at an LA gym, exposing himself and saying that he was transgender, has been revealed to have been convicted of beating his then wife before he took her first name for his own. Alexis Black, formerly Grant Freeman, pleaded guilty in Ohio in 2022 to beating Alexis Freeman, who is now his ex-wife. During the beating, he gave her a compound fractured jaw as well as other injuries. He was charged with a third-degree felony and was sentenced to a year in prison. minus time served. Court documents from Hamilton County, Ohio read that Kyle Grant Freeman caused serious physical harm to the victim. The victim suffered a compound fractured mandible, which resulted in her needing surgery. Only a year? Dude, that's like 5 to 10 minimum. 5 to 10 minimum. You beat this woman so badly that she needed surgery. She had a fractured mandible, fractured jaw. Dude, only a year minus time served? Our justice system is a joke. Black has faced other charges as well, from drug trafficking to resisting arrest, per arrest records. Surprise, said Megan Murphy on X. The man in the woman's locker room at the Gold's Gym is a convicted felon who did time for domestic violence. This is what I've been saying for years. Any man who would go into the woman's change room, locker room, bathroom, whatever, is a predator. That's the red flag. Trans activism is first and foremost a movement to protect and enable predatory men and perverts. Surprise, the man in the woman's locker room at Gold's Gym is a convicted felon. What's this video? Let's see. What's this clip?
Well, first, I told the people that raised me that this is the way that I was when I was 8 years old, and really I stuffed it down pretty deep, and I began using hormones this year in February, and I actually relinquished that information to her about, you know, name change, and it says female on my ID and hormones, and I mean, I'm registered as a female with the gym, so.
See, that's what's so utterly ridiculous about this whole thing, right? Because they'll try to conflate the meaning of woman, and they'll say, no, I'm not saying I'm biologically a woman, I'm saying that I identify as a woman. But then you get your license in a place like California, and it says female. Well, no matter what you identify as, you're not a female if you were born a male. So that's where this whole thing like boils down to. They're just trying to soften the definition of these biological terms so that they could identify as literally whatever they want. This guy is not a female. He will never be a female. He's not even a woman, because you can identify as one. It doesn't make you one.
And were you at that moment, because she told us about a couple of different encounters, were you fully clothed at that moment?
Well, she has become aggressive with me on 4 different occasions, actually at different locations in Los Angeles at Gold's Gym. But fully clothed. I believe I was enrobed in a towel on one occasion, and this last time I was clothed the entire time. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I apologize if this is too graphic, but I just think it's important. Have you?
Let's speak truth, baby.
Okay. Have you fully transitioned?
Be clearer when you say that.
Your genitalia.
That is a process that requires a quite lengthy work. Like, for instance, I sat in a chair and had hair follicles removed from my face for 2 hours yesterday in a process called electrolysis. In order to have that surgery down there, one must have every single hair done that. In order to do that, it would take we'll just say a year or two to have that done. That's literally not even a possibility with where I am in my transition.
So look, from her perspective, I'm just wondering if you see her perspective. She's saying that she's looking at you, say, in a towel, and you still have male genitalia, and you may.
Yeah, see, that's the ridiculous part, and I brought this up with Melted yesterday. Is like you can walk these liberals and these Democrats into a trap where you can literally get them to say that a woman can have a penis. Like, these words don't mean anything to these people. And at the end of the day, they're only doing this because it makes them feel better about themselves. It's all a selfish thing at the end of the day. It's me. Society needs to conform to what I want. This is how I feel. This makes me feel better about myself, so you need to capitulate.
may be transitioning, but could you understand her being uncomfortable?
Well, I certainly do not understand it, but I do get the notion of the fear mongering that she's perpetuating. Um, the truth in the moment is far from what she is purporting it to be. Literally every time that she's done that, I've had women in the locker room comforting me because of how aggressive she was towards me.
So she was saying, why don't they have a third bathroom? Especially the gym you're talking about at the Beverly Center. That's been recently built. They had a layout that they could have adjusted and they could have put a third locker room in. Do you think that would have been appropriate, or do you feel like you are as entitled to use the women's locker room just as Tish is?
You know, that's a great question. I'm glad that she said it, that you have put it on the air. And the answer is that would necessitate two different ones, because some people trans MTF, some people go FTM. And so that's two rooms right there. You're not going to put a trans woman with a trans man just because we're trans. That seems like a new envelope of discrimination. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like this had to happen in order for people to learn about trans. It's like it's a thing. We're here. We're going anywhere. We've been here for thousands of years. There's like 10 species of animals on Earth that do this too. Just by the way, everybody.
I don't care if there's other species that do this. This guy's mentally ill. Mentally ill. It says female on my ID, guys. It says female on my ID. Therefore, everybody, I am a woman. I am a woman. I've got the little F. I got the F on my license. Refer to me as ma'am. It is ma'am. People, do not call me sir. It is ma'am. Look at this. Look at this very feminine model right here. Oh my goodness.
And but about the bathroom, am I entitled to it? I know that I'm a woman. Should they have built another one to necessitate building this room? People would have to have the level of comfortability within themselves that I do. Not everyone possesses this much feminine power. It doesn't happen. Not in this patriarchal system of which we've been living for so long.
Okay. All right. Alexis, we appreciate you joining us.
I was actually looking for that interview yesterday, so thankfully Post Millennial included it today. Yeah, that person, he's just mentally ill. The dude is just mentally ill. And I believe these are pictures of him before he transitioned. Look, he wasn't like a terrible looking dude. Like he's not like a fucking supermodel. But like now he's trying to identify as a chick, and he does not look like a chick. He has a very masculine shaped face. He's not a chick. Black confronted a LA singer, Tish Hyman, after she objected to him watching her while she was naked in the locker room. Hyman's membership was terminated after her complaint. Today, he saw me walk into the women's room, followed me in, and called me a bitch. I ran out into the locker room crying and screaming. This is why we can't be quiet, because people need to know what's happening. Thank you to the men who helped me today, Hyman posted on Sunday. In a follow-up post, she said, Gold's Gym terminated my membership after the man was escorted out by police. They then had me escorted out by officers afterwards. It was embarrassing. I left, but not before making sure everyone knew that they were allowing men in the locker room. So yeah, if you guys want to see more about that, I should have a clip going up today. I don't think I posted it yet. I'll have a clip going up today that's covering that. I talked about it with Melted, but of course, no one is ever surprised. It seems like every time a situation like this arises, the trans person involved has some sort of background with issues with the law, and of course he's a domestic abuser. And I don't know, isn't it kind of weird to like? It's weird to transition, right? It's weird to transition, but it's incredibly weird and disgusting to not only transition, but to then take your abused ex-wife's first name. Like when you're deciding that you're going to transition, you're like, huh, you know, I would really like to be called by a female name, a more feminine name. What should I pick? What name should I go with? I you know, didn't get to name myself as a baby, but I get to name myself now in my transition. What name should I pick? I know. What was the name of that woman that I fractured the jaw of, that I was married to for a time? What was her name? Let's use that one. Let's use that name. Like, what the dude, these people are sick. These people are sick, and this male, how do I even put this? He's a domestic abuser, and because he's no longer able to abuse her physically, he abuses her emotionally by identifying under her name and going and harassing people at gyms. That's essentially what's happening here. And again, like I talked to Melted, I think that there is like there comes a point where there is a line. Like if you get all of the surgeries and stuff like that and you no longer have your male appendage, maybe you should be allowed in the women's restrooms. But even then, I don't feel right about that. I would much prefer a private space that they can go to. I don't want them in the males' locker room. I don't want them in the females' locker room. They can have their own space. That's what I think at the end of the day. He popped her hymen. Yeah, you guys are talking about his last name. Her last name was Hyman even. Yeah. Lesbians don't like that this all makes sense now. Yeah. Don't like that this all makes sense now. Yeah, well, the lesbian doesn't want to see your dick in the locker room. Like, it's, hey, if you drop your dick off to listen to ladies peeing in a toilet, fuck it, more power to you. Yeah, seriously, right. Look, if they go to the extent where they lop their appendage off, like, all right, you're serious enough. I guess you can go use the women's bathroom. But if you still have your male appendage, I don't want you to be sitting next to women going to the bathroom, like stroking your shit. Because I guarantee you that's what's happening in some of these places. I think Shroons used to go to the bathroom in the insane asylum where they belong. Seemed to work. Maybe we could try that again. That's a good point, Shinigov. That's an excellent point. But yeah, again, I implore everyone to go check out the segment that I'll have going live today. I'll make sure to post these at the same time so that everyone can watch them at the same time. But go watch the previous segment relating to this. We show more clips and stuff from the woman that was actually involved with this and had to deal with this male invading her space. What is Space Star Factory said? He said it's all jewelry, trans BS. That's one or two people in the world that are really like that and happy, but forcing it on every school to every school, it's Satanism. I don't even know if it's Satanism, man. I think it's just like, well, it's just an overall problem. Every kid in every school. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't even know if it's like Satanism though. It's like a, it's an overarching problem that we have in society today, where people are so selfish to the point where they don't consider how their actions affect other people, or they do consider how their actions affect other people. They just don't care because whatever makes them feel good is the correct answer. So I think that ultimately is what it comes down to with the transgender issue, is that people are just becoming more and more selfish, and in their pursuit of their selfishness, they're doing things that make them feel good despite how it affects other people. Debauchery, which is a key foundation in Satanism. I mean, it could be Satanism. It could be Satanism depending on how you look at it. I think it's an overarching problem that we have with people in general in society, because it's not just the trans people that do stuff like this. The problem is the people in power seeing all this, and they're all so rich, they don't want to open their mouths even, except Elon and Trump and a few others. I know, man. It's tough, really tough. Anyway, we're gonna move things along. We'll end that segment there. We'll see what else we got going on. We're already at the hour mark. I am getting pretty hungry. I am getting quite hungry. We'll close out of the Post Millennial. I think that was a really good article by the Post Millennial. Let's see. Illinois mom arrested for sexual assault after giving birth to daughter's teen dance dates child. Look, we've read enough degenerate stories today. I think I'm gonna skip out on that one. Anyway, what does Not the Bee have? San Fran neighborhood mourns after Waymo car kills convenience store cat. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Smell something like burning. Burning. Smell burnt toast. Joking. Bunch of dust on my lizard's heat lamps. I'm wondering if that's what's burning. Are we playing the game B or not the B? We're getting there. We'll get to B or not the B. But what about the shapeshifters and space lasers? Did you see in Japan that over 100 plus bear attacks and 13 dead in 2025, and it's getting worse? Why would bears go crazy like that? It's not that bears are going crazy. I covered that yesterday, actually, Star Factory. I covered that yesterday. I have a segment ready to go up about that as well. It's not that there's multiple issues with that. Basically, what I'll say is that they have a declining population. They have an aging population. And due to the aging population, there's not as many hunters, and because there's not as many hunters, they're not controlling the population as well as they could. Japan even deployed the military. They deployed their military to help tackle that issue, and they're supposedly going to be training hunters to help tackle that issue as well. It's mainly dumb bitches trying to take cute videos for their TikTok. Look, I said it on Joey's show yesterday. If I'm gonna go out, like if I am diagnosed with a terminal disease or something like that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go try to befriend a grizzly bear. Either one, I'll get a best friend for the rest of my short life, or my life will be ended. One of two things will happen. Either I will get a pet bear, as I always dreamed, or I will no longer be alive. That's my plan. 3 Supreme Court justices vote to allow Americans to lie about biological sex on their passports. Amazing. I love that. I love that so much. Illinois' new bill wants to solve suffering by eliminating the sufferer. So what? Canada? Idaho's city's new mayor says Christian conservatives are mindless cult members, group thinking morons. What, like Democrats? Mexican president says fighting the cartels would be authoritarian and going towards fascism. She probably says that because she has a gun to the back of her head. Swear to God, TikTok is the only reason why Darwin's theory is still applicable to humanity. Yeah, TikTok is just pure brain rot. I would be willing to get paid to hunt bears in Japan. I'd take one for the team. Just the type of guy I am. Maybe I'll get a free Caddis Sport cooler out of it. Dude, I mean, you go hunt some bears, you start selling bear pellets. You'd buy all of us some Caddis Sports coolers. I'm just saying. Speaking of which, thank you for reminding me, ShittyGov. I haven't done an ad read today, have I, guys? I have not done an ad read today. Hang on. Pause. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I have not done an ad read today. Ad read. Let's see. Come on. Oh, no, I'm trying to do the link. Really? Trying to do the link. Give me the business. All right. What kind of ads do we have today? Kind of ads. We have the frickin' Blue Chew ad, which that's a Joey ad. I'm not doing that frickin' ad. Mark37.com. I need 500 viewers. Damn, guy, can you guys get me 500 viewers right quick? Thanks, appreciate it. I don't know what this other stuff is. We're just gonna do the Rumble ad. I don't know what this other stuff is. We're just gonna talk about Rumble. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure you download the Rumble app. It's free, simple to use, and the best way to stay connected to the content that you want. Once you've got it, search for my channel, Tyler Today News, and hit the follow button. That way, you'll get notifications every time that I go live. You'll get no missed shows. There's no extra steps. You can grab it right now using the link in the description or the pinned live chat. Also, the QR code that we have up on screen over here. Let's see, download it to your phone and you're ready to go. And if you prefer watching it on the big screen, Rumble is available on all major streaming devices and smart TVs. Just search for Rumble, follow the channel, and be a part of the action. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that ad real quick. Now we'll be getting back to your regularly scheduled program. All right. Oh, and then, yeah, trans perp who got black lesbian kicked out of gym, broke ex-wife's jaw, and took her name. Yeah, that's... We just read that. That's an insane story. Absolutely insane. What are you guys saying in the chat? Come on to Blue Chew. You add it with a sexy voice. You guys want a Blue Chew ad for me? You gotta Rumble rant that one. I ain't doing the Blue Chew ad for the fucking pennies that they're gonna give me for that. I don't want to read it. I really don't want to read the Blue Chew ad, so you guys are gonna have to force me to read it. Shitty, we going to Japan for bear hunting, lol. Dude, if you guys go to Japan for bear hunting, please live stream it. I'm down. I bet they'd love us in Japan, Reaper. Melted was saying something about visas to go down there and get some children. Rumble, where you can't sub to TTN even when emotes are demanded. Rumble, use it today because YouTube is gay. Rumble, use it today because YouTube is gay. I like that. I actually did add a new emote for Repo. Here you go. Working out, then eating, but Jello. I'm playing LA Noir today. So keep that in mind if Tyler ends before me, gay people, LMAO. Joey called you guys gay. You hear that? See, that's why Joey needs a Blue Chew. He needs some Blue Chew in his life. I'm also not allowed to live stream. Join Rumble today. You're not allowed to live stream? Not allowed to live stream? How does that work? Do it. God damn it, Mighty Pete. Wait, now that means I have to keep the show going for 20 more minutes. Wait, here, let me go back to so the sound effect goes off. It should do the sound effect, right? Come on, do it. Do the sound effect. Why is it not doing the sound effect? There it is. Wow, it's very nice. Press X to doubt. Well, so Mighty Pete just paid for 20 minutes more of showing. It's that way I can do the Blue Chew ad. So I guess we're gonna be hanging out until then, guys. I wanted to make food, but I was just paid $5, so I'm not gonna go make food now. Seems to me like the one eating butt jello would be the queen. Just call me Mr. Old Fashioned. Ha ha ha. Joey eats butt jello. Press X to doubt. Boosh doubts that. Shitty Gov. Boosh doubts that. I don't know, Boosh. Did you watch the stream from last night with Karen Jones? I'm starting to doubt that. Deranged woman assaults McDonald's manager with hot beverage during trivial dispute. Oh, this sounds fun. Oh, there's an article on it. All right, let's do this. We'll talk about this. The starving albino African child returns. Who, me? I am a starving albino African child. Thank you for noticing, our sergeant. Guys, send gifted subs so that I can eat today. Send me money so I can get food. Mighty Pete, that $5 is going right to Jack in the Box after that. I'm joking. I have some food I can make here. I was thinking about making some bacon wrapped hot dogs or something. We'll see. We'll see what I do after the show. But anyway, let's talk about this. What I got on screen here. What was I doing there? What did I just click? Anyway, we have this from the Gateway Pundit. F you, bish. Catch that hot ass coffee. Deranged woman assaults McDonald's manager with hot beverage during trivial dispute. Of course, it was a trivial dispute. Do you think it'd be anything other than a trivial dispute? I just gotta say. A wild scene unfolded earlier this week at a Buena Vista Township, Michigan McDonald's during a ridiculous dispute. They're always ridiculous disputes. Like, oh no, you forgot like ketchup packets. Oh no, you put mustard on my burger when I told you not to. All right, make it again. Like, you don't need to get all crazy with them. Do you think they want to serve you? Half these workers don't want to serve you. Look, they don't want to talk to you any more than you want to talk to them. Okay, they just want to give you your food and get you out of the place. All right. As Click on Detroit reported, a crazed female was caught on tape throwing a cup of scalding hot coffee after demanding a refund for 2 food items. The incident took place on November 4th, according to Fox 2 Detroit. Detroit? Whoa, Freudian slip. Detroit, because Detroit is what it really should be called. A video released on Facebook and subsequently obtained by the Buena Vista Township Police shows the woman angrily arguing with the manager and accusing her of lying. Excuse me. You're a liar, she told the manager. Why are you lying? I'm glad I'm calling corporate, she added. You've got your coffee, the manager fired back. That's all you were charged for. Your refund will take up to 48 hours. The two continued to argue for several more seconds as the manager refused to cave to the deranged woman's demands and threats over the silly dispute. Then the customer completely lost her temper and hurled her cup of coffee at the manager. Thank you, our sergeant. I appreciate it, guys. And God said, let there be food. I appreciate you guys. What is it on these Friday? Do you guys just like the Friday shows? Do you guys like the way I do the Friday shows? Or is it? I'm trying to figure out how I get you guys to send in more Rumble rants. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to figure out the method to this magic, and it seems like on Friday I like get the I get the most bang for my buck, I guess. Do I have the best shows on Fridays? Like, what is it? Can you guys explain to me? Like, what? Can you guys that send in Rumble rants and gifted subs like explain why you do it? Like, is it to support the show, or is it like because you want to get your message read? Or like what's the reasoning behind it? I'm curious. Anyway, that's aside from the point. So you got your coffee, the manager fired back. That's all you were charged for. Your refund will take up to 48 hours. I've had this issue with McDonald's as well. The refund will come eventually. The two continued to argue for several more seconds as the manager refused to cave to the deranged woman's demands and threats over the silly dispute. Then the customer completely lost her temper and hurled her cup of hot coffee at the manager. "Fuck you, bitch," she yelled. "Catch that hot-ass coffee." And then we got the video. We'll watch the video in just a moment. Buena Vista Township Police revealed to the Daily Mail that the manager had suffered minor burns. Detective Russ Pawson told the Daily Mail that they were able to quickly identify the woman responsible for the attack after she shared footage of the incident on Facebook. She shared footage, or who shared footage? Before you know it, people were just reaching out to me, he said. Pawson said officers had not yet located the woman, but had issued a warrant for her arrest, so they know who she is. Her name has not been released to the public. The Mail notes that authorities have requested that she be charged with felonious assault. They have left the option to lower the charge to a misdemeanor, however, depending on the severity of the manager's injuries. Crazy stuff. And then Fishy just sent in $1 Rumble rant. He said, "I'm poor, dude, lol." Look, I'm poor too, all right? Look, I'm very open with you guys about my life and everything going on with the channel. I'll tell you exactly how much I made last month from the channel. Rumble, of course, takes a cut when you guys send in Rumble rants and stuff like that. For example, I believe they take a 20% cut, something like that. So when you send in $5, I get $3. When you send in $1, I get like 80 cents or something like that. It adds up to something like that. But so last month, in Rumble rants and gifted subs and stuff like that, I made about $70. And then Rumble for hitting the quotas and stuff like that, because you have to stream a certain amount of hours. You have to meet a certain requirements every month. I didn't do as much streaming as I could have last month because I was traveling and then I was dealing with the puppy. I made 205 from Rumble. So in total last month, for all the streaming that I do and all the news that I cover and stuff like that, I made about 275, which, don't get me wrong, that's a lot more than I ever thought I would make from doing streaming and stuff. I do this stuff for fun. I get paid every other month. No, I get paid once a month. I get paid once a month from Rumble. I could cash out sooner than that, depending. So basically, the cash out minimum for Rumble is $50. So once I hit $50 on the dashboard, then I could cash out, and then it gets sent to my PayPal, and it's mine. I send it to my bank. But Rumble pays its creators once a month, usually within that first week of the month. For example, I got paid yesterday by Rumble, first week of the month, and then I'm waiting for that money to hit my PayPal. No, I'm very open with you guys. So this is my job right now. I'm currently looking for work. I've been looking for work all year, and this is my job. In my free time, this is what I'm doing for work. So I really do appreciate you guys when you send in Rumble rants and stuff like that, because this is my only source of income as of right now. So that's why I'm just curious as to like how like you guys determine to send in gifted subs and Rumble rants and stuff. Not because I need the money. I'm just trying to optimize what you guys get out of it and stuff like that. Like, I don't want you guys to be sending in Rumble rants if I'm not providing you with like a good show or like whatever it is that you're trying to get out of it. Hey, you can buy a high point with that. What is a high point? And I got paid this week. Hyped for the weekend? Hell yeah, Mighty Pete. If you gotta eat, you gotta eat. Well, I got some food money. It's okay. Tyler, do your sandwich throwing thing on a Friday. That ought to net you some good rants and subs. I do need to go get. I still need to do that. I need to get a sandwich board. Be like, throw your sandwich at me. High Point, lol, save up for the Ruger. Oh, you're talking about guns. A tactical paperweight. Look, guys, the minute I can afford it, I will. Don't worry, I will. The moment I can afford it. I got a text message. Let's play this clip real quick, so we can end this segment. Let's see this.
Why you trying to do? I'm gonna show you the app. I didn't leave. Who left? Young lady?
Ma'am, please.
Miss Cashier.
You were made, ma'am.
You a liar. Now you lying. But I'm glad I'm recording you for the lie.
You're not gonna.
I can't get rid of that thing on the screen. That's just how the video is.
No, you're not.
Her property. I've been her over an hour.
And as you,
I'm glad I called corporate.
and as you were told in drive-through, ma'am.
What you tell me in drive?
My other manager told you. I heard her tell you that if any order goes up past 10:15, it's automatically canceled. Okay, it doesn't matter. Ma'am,
It's showing that the order was already made. Watch this. Ma'am.
okay, ma'am, when we
So she's arguing about her refund. If you pay with a card, they can't give you cash back. That's against their policies.
pull it up, if it's after 10:15, the food
I was
automatically
already
cancels.
here, so
It
it
doesn't.
didn't.
Yes,
Why is
it
your
does.
order in the order? It just canceled right now.
Ma'am, your order was, you got your coffee, that's all I need to charge for. Your refund would take up to 48 hours.
Why I'm
As she
saying
told you.
Yeah, they can't give you cash back. You paid with a card.
Yes, it is.
So y'all can come in and get the order. So that means y'all got to exchange, take the amount out of the
No,
coffee and
ma'am.
give me a different price. So that means you didn't charge me for this.
It automatically refunds the food after 10:15.
So that
It's
means you
automatic. You got charged for the coffee, but sandwiches are going to be refunded. Ma'am, I had that and you're not listening.
I'm listening.
No,
You got
you're
to
trying
say
to
you
argue
pay
this
this amount
alone.
out, and we're going to exchange back what the food is.
Ma'am, she
You
was
said
told
properly and
that.
apologize to somebody for being here.
Who's sitting in a McDonald's board and they're like, oh, there's an argument. Oh, there's an argument. Hang on. All right, keep with the argument. All right. Oh shit, she threw a coffee. Like, I guess that's why people record these situations. They're waiting for like a moment to go
Right
viral.
now. That's what
You can have a within 20 minutes.
Fuck you. Now, catch that hot ass.
Damn, what a bitch. That's some pussy ass shit right there. She's walking away and you're like, yeah, take the coffee. That's some pussy shit. Ridiculous. Oh, ridiculous. Civil War 2.0 will be fought with the Subway footlongs and green dildo. Okay, shit. I'm gonna end the segment right there. Goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah, that's insanely stupid. That's an insanely stupid story. Anyway, should I look for more stories? I do still need to. I need 7 more minutes, so that I could do the Blue Chew ad for you guys. Since you guys paid me $11 now to do the Blue Chew ad, so I gotta wait for that to happen. Do you guys have any plans for the weekend? You guys have any plans for the weekend? Because my plans for the weekend are hanging out with family. That's what I plan on doing. Beating some kids in Mario Kart. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Yeah, I'm reading text messages. Anyway. Green specifically? Yes, only the green ones. Drinking and masturbation, making chili on Sunday. Those are your plans, our Sergeant. Well, thank you for the information. Well then, that's a plan. That's a plan for sure. At least I'm glad you planned for it. Let's see. Senator Rand Paul objects twice to Senator John Kennedy's proposal to stop congressional pay during Schumer's shutdown. I'm not sure why Rand Paul would object to that. I think that you guys should not be paid while the government shut down. That's ridiculous. If air traffic controllers aren't getting paid, then you guys shouldn't get paid. Let's see what else we got here. Helena, city commission candidate that left threatening voicemail for GOP senator loses race. Biden endangered the nation by ending a Trump-era program countering Chinese espionage. Let's see. What else? Will a wave of new blue state governors limit access to ivermectin? Oh, no. We know nothing. Eric Trump slams PA state and FBI silence on Butler assassination attempt. Yeah, we do know nothing. We'll probably know nothing for a very long time. Around the world, people are pleading with Elon Musk to send his SpaceX and rescue the Chinese astronauts stranded in space. There's Chinese astronauts stranded in space now. So he had to save the American astronauts. Now we got to go save the Chinese ones. Funny. More leftist violence. Several people rushed to hospital as suspicious package was filled with white powder. Prompts evacuation at Joint Base Andrews. Well, there was something else in I think it was on the New York Post. They said that everyone ended up being fine. So, U.S. Circuit Court judge grants Sean Diddy Combs' request for a speedy appeals process. Whatever. WAPO's latest ICE lie is so bad, the official DHS X account asks, how do people sleep at night? Then tears the school teacher story apart point by point. I don't care. Anyway, let's see. All right, we'll move over to the Fox News. The news of Fox. What is Fox News talking about? What are you guys saying in the chat? I mean, you did ask. I did ask. I'm not gonna deny that. I'll probably redo the daughter's ceiling. Heyo, her daughter's ceiling. What? I have to insulate and put up drywall in my Mills house, reducing her ceiling. I'll probably redo her daughter's ceiling also. Heyo. Jesus. I feel like the states themselves should be the ones funding their congressmen. Probably. Yeah. Don't forget the B or not the B, Tyler. Oh, don't worry. I did not forget the B or not the B. I have that pulled up. Do not worry. Do not fret, my friend. I will be doing that momentarily. But first, of course, we have 3 minutes until I can do the Blue Chew ad. So we are waiting patiently for the Blue Chew ad. And I will give you the most passionate Blue Chew ad ever. More passionate than even Joey Cannoli himself. Let's see, what is Fox News talking about? Senate in limbo on government funding vote as Democrats hold firm in shutdown talks. Good. Keep the government shut down. All for it. Trump pardons. We saw that already. Some of these articles are ones that we already saw on other sites. Playing Repo to learn it and other things. Well, Fishy, you need to learn Repo. That way you can join us for Repo, of course, my good sir. Doctor warns of major health plunge at age 75. Shares 5 proven ways to reverse it. Well, no. Let's see. Professor's son fantasized about mass execution of Jews, prosecutor alleges. Well, there was once a young painter. Anyway, I'm joking. Let's see what else we got here. Flight crew identified after deadly cargo plane crash at Louisville Airport kills 12. Excuse me. Oh, here you go. You were just talking about this. We'll cover this.
We are now seeing protests break.
All right. Bush was just talking about this, funnily enough, and we'll cover it here. Got this from Fox News. Ex-DOJ worker who hurled a Subway sandwich at the federal officer found not guilty. Sean Dunn faced charges for striking a CBP agent in the chest during Trump National Guard protest. A former Department of Justice worker on trial for throwing a sandwich at federal officers in Washington, D.C. earlier this year was found not guilty on Thursday. So what is it that the not the B referred to them as? He's the Subway sandwich. What was it? There was a funny name. It was the Triple S. It was the Subway sandwich. Well, I forget what it was. I had titled it something. Let's make it 20 for 20 minutes. Well, thank you so much, Mighty Pete. Mighty Pete sent in a $10 Rumble rant. I really appreciate it, Mighty Pete. Mighty Pete is one of the biggest supporters financially of the channel, of course. Thank you so much, Mighty Pete. I greatly appreciate it. I will make it the most passionate ad of all time. I swear. I'm hyping this up. I'm hyping this ad up now. Anyway. So yeah, Sean Dunn struck a U.S. Customs and Border Protections agent in the chest with a sandwich in August. He was facing charges of assaulting, resisting, opposing, impeding, intimidating, and interfering with a federal officer. It was all on video. I don't understand how this guy gets off on this. Jurors deliberated about 7 hours before reaching a verdict. After it was read, Dunn hugged his lawyers in the courtroom. I believe that I was protecting the rights of immigrants, and let us not forget that the Great Seal of the United States says e pluribus unum. Dunn said after the verdict was read, that means for many, one, every life matters, no matter where you come from, no matter where you go. Here, no matter how you identify, you have the right to live a life that is free. Yes, if you're a citizen. If you're a citizen. So this guy literally, he admits to what he believed was protecting the rights of immigrants He admits to doing this. It's all on camera. The whole thing was on camera. I mean, look, you even have stills here of him throwing the sandwich. And then he ran from cops and resisted arrest. Like, there's no reason for this guy to get off. During the trial, Dunn's legal team insisted he threw the sandwich in protest of President Donald Trump's deployment of the National Guard in Washington, D.C., and it was not a violent attack. That doesn't matter if it was a violent attack or not. You still assaulted somebody. Video of the incident quickly went viral, with Dunn being heralded as a hero by residents throughout the city who also opposed Trump's move to occupy the nation's capital with federal agents. Dunn's lawyers did not dispute that Dunn threw the sandwich at CBP officers outside a nightclub. Outside a Subway, you mean? They're literally standing outside a Subway. But anyway, though they did insist it was done as an exclamation point to express his negative feelings about the National Guard's deployment within the National's capital. So if I throw a milkshake at an officer, I can just say that, oh, no, it wasn't violent. It wasn't assault. I was using it. It was done as an exclamation point to express my negative feelings about the current goings-on with your agency. How is that an argument? And how is that an argument that gets this guy no charges? This is ridiculous. And of course there's no charges because every one of those jurors probably agree with what he did. And that's the only reason he got off. It was a harmless gesture at the end of him exercising his right to speak out. Defense attorney Julia Gatto said during the trial, he is overwhelmingly not guilty. That's just not true. That's not how the First Amendment works. You're exercising your right to speak out, yes, but then you're conflating it with the throwing of an object at someone, regardless of what it was. It honestly doesn't matter what it was. You could have thrown a balled up piece of paper at him. That's still assault. You're still throwing something at somebody. That is assault. You do not have the right to throw things at people. That's not how the First Amendment fucking works. Prosecutors argue that Dunn's political expressions don't make him immune from prosecution for assaulting the agent. Apparently it does. Apparently it does make him immune. Dunn was employed at the Justice Department as an international affairs specialist in its criminal division at the time of the incident. After Dunn's arrest, Attorney General Pam Bondi announced his firing in a social media post that referred to him as an example of the deep state. Fox News Digital's Julia Bonavita, Greg Norman, and Alex Nitzberg contributed to this report. So here, let me find... I'm sure I could find this on X. Let me go to X. We can probably find the video of this guy. Let's see. No, not searching my freaking X account. Subway sandwich row. Let's see. Pull this up. That's a different incident.
And as part of his effort to fight crime, he's bringing in our federal law. So President Trump has vowed to make D.C. safe and beautiful again.
Here's the guy screaming. Ignore the chick talking. I don't know what she's talking about. Here's the guy on the right. Look at the guy on the right. And boom. Very clearly did it. He very clearly did this. Then he resisted arrest after doing it because he knew he shouldn't have done it. He's running. He's running. He's going to get brought to the ground. And then he continues to resist. Like, he very clearly did this. He very clearly did this, and he should have been held accountable for it. What would be a just punishment for something like that? I don't know. Maybe like 6 months in jail. 6 months in jail or something like that. No, nothing crazy. Like, it's not like the officer was harmed from this, but he needs to know that there's supposed to be punishment. That's why we have laws. There's supposed to be punishment for your actions when you do something stupid. I've gotten assaulting an officer if they filed it as a child, threw a milkshake at a cop during a mental issue back around 2005. But again, with that issue, though, Fishy, I'm sure you would agree that that was wrong. You shouldn't have thrown the milkshake at a cop, right? Just like this guy should not have thrown a sandwich at the cop. You can sit there and scream at it. You can sit there and scream and yell obscenities at this officer. Where he went wrong was throwing something at him. That's where he went wrong. So I don't know. It's our justice system is a joke. Just like that trans dude, trans woman who is an adult male, was only sentenced to a year plus time or minus time served for fracturing the jaw of his ex-lover. You fracture a woman's jaw and you get less than a year? Are you fucking serious? Our justice system's a goddamn joke. A goddamn joke, I tell you. What are you guys saying in the chat before I move over to this ad read over here? What are you guys saying in the chat? You guys are saying if they would have hit him with disorderly conduct, he probably would. Didn't we already hit the goal? Anyway. Oh, we hit the Rumble Rant goal. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. If they would have hit him with if they would have hit him with disorderly conduct, he probably would have been found guilty. Jury probably thought the charges were a little stupid high. Maybe that could be it. Maybe they overcharged him. I think the officers should have roughed the commie up a bit after the 2020 I can't breathe riots. Now I want these people to learn the hard way. Lock him in a pillory and stocks and throw sandwiches at him for a week in Times Square. Boosh, I love that. We should that's a just punishment right there. That is a just punishment. Compound fracture, the bone was sticking out. Compound fracture, the bone was sticking. Are you talking about the woman? The compound fracture, the bone was. Is that what that means? So the dude beat her so bad that her jawbone was sticking out, and he only gets less than a year. Our justice system's a joke, man. It's a fucking joke. Anyway, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. That's insane, Mighty Pete. That's insane. Let's get to it, guys. The moment that you've all been waiting for. The moment that you have all been waiting for. Let's get down to it. Guys, this ad is brought to you by Blue Chew. Blue Chew chewable tablets are made with active ingredients found in popular ED medications, but in chewable form and at a much more affordable price. No waiting rooms, no pharmacy lines, just a quick online visit. And once approved by a licensed medical provider, Blue Chew sends the chews straight to your door. Look, guys, Blue Chew is the upgrade button for your sex life. Level up and get your first month free at BlueChew.com. And we've got a special deal for our Rumble listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use promo code RUMBLE. Just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code RUMBLE. All plans include an online health assessment, prescription medications, if appropriate, monthly refills, ongoing medical support. A prescription will only be written if deemed medically appropriate after an online health assessment with a licensed provider. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. So if you guys want to level up your sex life, go to BlueChew.com and use code RUMBLE. There you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I really didn't want... you guys made me read it. You guys made me read. I hope it was good. Slow down, Tyler. We're going too fast. Wow, those blue chews really... Wow, those blue chews really... They send the Jews to my door? Yeah, they send the Jews to your door. The blue Jews. The blue Jews to your door. Be careful, they are shapeshifters. What? Oh, the Jews are shapeshifters? Yes, the bone was exposed. That's insane. Dads need to defend their families again. I thought Blue Chew was legal ecstasy, not a chewable boner pill. No, it's a chewable boner pill. My phone's fucking retarded today. I know, look, it just made you say my twice. What else are you guys saying? Well, it depends. Dads need to defend their families again. Yeah, not beat their wives and then take their first name when they transition. Is that what you're saying? Look at that shit. It keeps doubling my stuff. Yeah, you just said doubling. All right, guys. Well, as per Friday's show, you guys know what time it is. Guys, it is time for the bee or not the bee. Hang on, we got to restart that. Hang on, I didn't click record. As with the Friday show, guys, you know what time it is. It is time for the bee or not the bee. So let's get right into this quiz. And, of course, I want all of you in the audience to participate. I will give about 30 seconds, give or take, to have you guys be included in the decision-making on this. So, obviously, I'll give my opinion as to which one we should pick, but I will go with the crowd as well if you guys outvote me on this. So let's get right into it. First one, get ready on those keyboards, boys and girls. Oklahoma places $2.1 million bounty on Bigfoot's head. I feel like that's not the bee. For those of you not privy to this, not the bee means not fake. So when you read not the bee, just replace the bee with fake. So not the B equals not fake, and the B equals fake. So the B fake, not the B, not fake. Anyway, so I think this is not the B. I think this is a real story. See, I'm seeing people in the chat say not the B. I think it's not the B. Not the bean. Have you ever been? Have you ever been? It's not the B, right? Yeah, there we go. It's not the B. Let's pull up the article real quick. Oklahoma places $2.1 million bounty on Bigfoot's head. Yeah, that's a real story. Wow. Oh, what is this? Ads pop up. Good morning. I'm Scott Dudrow. Need a quick $2 million? You could try the lottery, maybe invest in Bitcoin, or head to Oklahoma and capture Bigfoot. They placed a bounty on Bigfoot's head there, $2.1 million, but some rules. You can't bring Bigfoot in cold. Oklahoma tourism officials, hoping this could generate some buzz, say Bigfoot needs to be captured unharmed and stress bounty hunters can't break any laws during the hunt. Good luck. It's morning edition. Well, there you go, guys. This is from 2021, so I'm assuming no one ever found him. If you want to go try to find Bigfoot, there you go. There's your excuse to go find Bigfoot. Let's see. Oh man, BLM rioters awarded Nobel Peace Prize. I want to say the B, but I feel like it's not. I want to say the B. I think it's fake. I think this is a fake one. Looks like I'm heading to Oklahoma. Right, dude, guys. Let's all get a search party going. We'll all go find Bigfoot together, guys. States do that a bunch. Yeah, I know they do. But anyway. BLM rioters awarded Nobel Peace Prize. I feel like it's the B. B, you guys are saying B? I feel like it's the B. I think it's the B. We're gonna go with the B, alright guys? We're going the B. Let's see it. It was the B. It was the B. Looking for Bigfoot? Have you tried looking up Eric Foreman's ass? Wow, okay. CNN's ratings collapse as coronavirus fears empty American airports. I think that's the B. I know I've seen the article. I just can't remember if it was fake or real. I remember seeing the article though. What do you guys think in the chat? The B or not the B on this one? Because I think it's the B. I think it's the B. I'm not sure. I need help here. Guys. The B or not the B? Is it how long's the delay on this chat? Shitty Gov says the B. So we got one for the B. Anyone else think it's the B? I think it's the B. I'm going the B, guys. I'm going the B. It is the B. Okay, good. All right. So far, we're all three correct. All three correct. Is this the day that we get all 10? We'll see. Guy criminals super excited to have more girl cops. I feel like this one's a trap. I feel like this is a trap one. The title makes me think that it's the B, but I feel like it's going to be not the B. I feel like they'll pull up an article like with an interview with like criminals and shit saying that like this is true. I feel like this is not the B. Hard R, I got the complete box set of that 70s show on DVD. Thank God I forgot these kids are so young. Look, I'm 24, man. I don't know what to tell you. Man, I wanted to get it. It just sucks after Eric leaves. The B. You guys are saying the B? Well, Shitty Gov's the only one answering. You think it's the B, Shitty Gov? All right. Well, guys, I'm going the B. Fuck! I knew it! God damn it. Watch. Well, look. Well, now we got to pull up the article. Let's see. Please watch this and tell me there are no differences between men and women. And then it's two women officers fighting a guy and they can't get him down on the ground. See, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I should have went with my gut. I'm sorry, Shitty Gov. I shouldn't have trusted you. I should not have trusted you, man. Well, we're not getting all 10 correct today. We're not getting all 10. NBA players wear special lace collars to honor Ruth Bader Ginsburg. What? I was hoping it was the B. I had a feeling it wasn't the B. You're fine. It's all good. We'll get it someday. We'll get all 10 someday. NBA players wear special lace collars to honor Ruth Bader Ginsburg. No, not the B. It's not the B? Oh, no. No, it was the B. It was the B. Faith in humanity slightly restored. It was the B. Do not leak memos, says CEO in leaked memo. That's got to be not the B, right? That's got to be not the B. That just sounds hilarious. That has to be a story somewhere, right? That has to be a story somewhere. Not the B. No way. She died a while ago. Okay, thank God. Yeah, but I feel like this one is real. I feel like this is not the B. You think it's the B? I think these titles are meant to trick some of us though. Not the B. I think it's not the B. I think this one's not the B. We're gonna go not the B. I think it's not the B. Is this another trick? I just picked up the full series of Transformers animated today on DVD. Don't judge me. I have an addiction. Well, the animated series. I've never seen the animated series of Transformers, but I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I think I know why Brian hates you. Why is that, Joey? I think I know why Brian hates you. Well, where does that come from, Joey? What? Anyway, I'm going not the B, guys. Yeah, see, I knew it would be real. I knew it would be real. Let's see. Countryass.com, huge domains. What? Okay, I don't even know what it just put me to. It says it's real. It just doesn't have the article, I guess. Biden signs over providing free gender transition surgeries to migrant kids in cages. Oh no. You know what's fucked up is I think it's real. I think that's a real story. Oh no. I think that's a real story. This is definitely real. Yeah, I think it's real. Was trying to get their manager, you know, in the Oppression Olympics was at its height. Yeah, I think it's not. This is not the B, right? Oh, god damn it. I feel like that's real, though. How is it not real? I feel like that is a story somewhere, right? Ah, whatever. Whatever. G.I. Joe to be replaced with genderless G.I. Pat. We've had this one before, and I believe it's the B. I believe it's the B, because I remember being like, oh no, this is terrible. And then we got the answer, the B, and I'm pretty sure it's the B. Maybe the kids in cages part was the falsehood. That's probably what it is. It's probably the kids in cages part is the falsehood. That's the B. I think it's the B. Yeah, I think you guys are. Yeah, it's the B. It's the B. Wikipedia changes the Chicago Bears owner to Aaron Rodgers after he drops 3 touchdowns on them and win. Wikipedia changes the Chicago Bears owner to Aaron Rodgers after he drops 3 touchdowns on them and win. Help me out here, guys. I don't understand this. G.I. Jose, real Mexican hero. G.I. Jose. I don't know anything about sports, so like I have no idea. Shitty Gov says not the B, so I'm gonna defer to you, Shitty Gov. So if this one's wrong, it's on Shitty Gov. It was correct. Shitty Gov was correct. So he owns them. Ah, I see. Aaron Rodgers played good against them, so he owns them. Ah, okay, is that the joke? So they changed it on Wikipedia for a time. Emmanuel Macron criticizes climate change tax protesters for not using carbon-neutral rioting methods. Not the B? Not the B, right? Fishy, are you saying B to the last one or not the B or B to this one? Because there's a chat delay. That sounds realistic. You can edit Wikipedia whenever you want. Not the B. So Shitty Gov thinks it's not the B. Our sergeant thinks it's the B. I'm leaning towards the B. Shit, I was 30 seconds behind. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Fishy. Sorry, Fishy. Joey, are you starting after this? Because I'm ending after this, by the way. So I can raid out to you. If not, I'll find someone else to raid to. I think it's the... I have a feeling that it's going to be not the B, but I think it's the B. I'm ready to go. All right, well, you can start. I'll be ending here soon. And it was the B. Thank you. Thank you. It was the B. All right. View results. How many did we get wrong? We got like 3 or 4 wrong? Okay, we got 3 wrong. You answered 7 out of 10 questions correctly. That makes you very non-threatening. You guys are very non-threatening. Look at this face. Very non-threatening, guys. Congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause. We will get 10 out of 10 someday. I will continue to do the B or not the B until we get 10 out of 10. Until I pass the test, we will continue. The B or not the B shall continue until we achieve full 10 out of 10 score. And then I will still continue to do it afterwards, probably, because it's fun. It's a shapeshifter! I just gotta hit 2 buttons. Joey Cannoli just says he has to hit 2 buttons, guys, and then he goes live. 2 buttons and then he goes live, guys. I could do another ad. No, I got 7 minutes until I gotta do another ad. Tyler, how'd they get your picture for the end of the quiz? I obviously volunteered it to them. What do you dude, that's actually my twin right there. That's actually my twin. He likes to let his neck beard grow out a little longer than me, you know? I don't approve of it, but I guess he pulls it off, you know? I don't know where he got the curly hair from, though. Curly hair's a weird one. I don't know what happened there. And thank goodness I don't have brown eyes. I mean, you guys, well, I guess you guys can't see my eyeballs, huh? But here, wait. I don't have brown eyes. I have like blue-green eyes. My eyes actually change color. Check my Clips channel to see Tyler get me killed in Repo. There you go. Are you a shapeshifter, Tyler? Is that why your thumbs are like that? Thumbs are like what? You talking about my thumbs? What's wrong with my thumbs? I don't understand. Is there something wrong with my thumbs? I don't understand. Is there something wrong with my thumbs? Hello? Anyway. Tyler, why did your girlfriend want to see me with my glasses on? I don't know. She just wants to see what you look like with your glasses on. You a shapeshifter? I'm not a shapeshifter. I'm not. Anyway, you know what I am? I am hungry. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. All right. I'll see you guys later. Just 1 second. I'm ending the show. I'm getting a phone call, so I'm gonna play some outro music for you guys, and I'll send you guys over to the Joey of Knoll. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys all in the next installment. Should I do? I should do Shitty Gov's song, huh? Shouldn't I? Let's Shitty Gov. I like the song that you had me make with your prompt, so we're gonna play that one to play us out. Later, guys. Have a good one. I'm gonna raid out to Joey. Peace.
It doesn't have the bars on the side. Chasing dreams down a highway. What the bars on the side like standard definition, but you guys know you can actually change the things that bars on top and bottom. Well done, by me. Thank you. Some say the best. I wouldn't say it, but some would say it. But I do. Some say it.
keep on